Hi guys, it's John, and I think I found the perfect tent. Alright, so if you've been watching the channel long, you'll have seen the same tent pop up in the last couple of trips. That's because I've been testing this one out. But what makes my perfect tent? It's got to be lightweight, because I've got to carry the damn thing. I want double skin, so I don't want to have to choose a site more carefully than anything else. I also want to just chuck it down. I want a super simple setup, because I've got the IQ of a sparrow, and even more so when I'm tired. So I want it to go down and go straight up without any hitch. I want a tiny pack size. I want this to fit in the bottom of my pack and be very, very small. But I want it to be big enough for me. I'm 6 foot tall, 183 centimeters in new money. Most tents these days are quite small, and that's not good for me. I want drab colours. I want it to blend into the environment. I do not want a bright red tent because they stand out a bloody mile. But I also want this to be a nice place to be. If I'm stuck in this tent in the middle of a storm, I don't want to be cramped up like this because I've chosen a tiny, tiny tent. I want to be able to sit up and relax. So the tent you saw in both my Helvellyn hike and my Lochmaree paddle was this. It's the new tent from Nemo. It's the Nemo Dragonfly bikepacking tent. It was only released in February this year, 2021, so it's brand new to market. This is the 1P, which is the one-person tent, but they do a two-person tent. This one's 1.3 kilos, so it's a little bit on the heavy side. It is double skin though. It doesn't take long to set up. I think I put most of this up in about 4 minutes. The pack size is tiny. Really, really small. Fits in between the handlebars of a bike, which is what it was designed for. The colours are boreal green, which is like a dark green, olive green, and stormy night blue. There's no reflective guidelines or stickers on this. You are not finding this tent if you're not looking for it. In Helvellyn, it blended into the background perfectly. I just had my drone up trying to get some nice circling shots of it, and the drone couldn't differentiate between this and the ground, which is exactly what you want. You don't want to be seen when you're wild camping. Most importantly though, and the big selling point for me, is it's huge. It's absolutely enormous. I'm 6 foot tall, 183 centimeters. I've got at least another foot on my foot end, probably another foot on my top end. I've got space to really spread out. I could probably get a second person. I'd probably get me my little boy in there, not a problem at all. Maybe he's a dog if he wasn't filthy. Just to be fully transparent though, there is a downside. It's kind of a big one. The tent's really not cheap. The tent's 420 quid. Now I know you could buy a bunch of festival tents for like 30 quid and still sleep alright. But bear in mind that I do this a lot. I want to get back into my long distance hiking. I'm not blessed with space in the boat. And when my new bike finally comes, I want to take this tent on those adventures too. Also, if I'm in the middle of nowhere, which I frequently am, I want the peace of mind that my tent isn't going to tear itself in two. And if it does, well, Nemo offer a lifetime warranty on this bad boy. It's not that bad, all things considered. But that's not all. Yes, this tent fills my wants and needs, but it's also packed with tiny little details, which means the person who designed this tent actually spends time in a tent. The attention to detail is crazy. The gear landing zone, which is something new and exclusive to Nemo, is a game changer for me. It's somewhere I can stash all my crap at night and it'll stay dry. It's off the floor. And if you've got to put on cold, wet gear in the morning, it's not pleasant. The light pocket in the top, you can stuff your phone in there, and because the fabric, it diffuses the light all around the tent. If you wanted to, you could read in there, not a problem. It's got a stuff sack pocket or a helmet pocket. It's got a glasses and phone pocket, or where I put my biscuits. Those are really important because that stuff just normally litters the bathtub area where you're sitting and it just gets in your way, or you're getting lost, and if it being out of the way, it just gives you a nicer, tidier sense of it. The gloves or the sock hoops they've got on the side there, the big daisy chains, I think they'll be really handy too. The door closure toggles, which is such a silly thing to be buzzing about, but they're much easier than the normal hoop type. These can be done and undone with one hand from inside the tent. If it's absolutely throwing it down, you're gonna love that little feature, I'm telling you. The stuff sack itself is actually quite cool as well. Okay, it's a little bit heavy, but it's covered in attachment points for the bottom of your rucksack, your bike handlebars. It's got daisy chains all over it, and it's got these huge big yellow straps, and they will attach directly to the handlebars. That's what it was designed for. This tent's also completely freestanding, which means I can move it about to adjust its pitch without having to break down the tent every time I want to move it. You'll know if you've ever been in a tent, you'll put your tent up and the second you lie in it, you found out there's a rock just there, right on your back, and that is not nice. The fact that it's freestanding means I can pick it up, move it, and put it back down, or kick the rock all the way. I really like this tent. I know this will be my tent of choice for my solo wild camping, and mostly my kayak camping too. If you like this video and this type of content, let me know in the comments below. If there's any more of my gear you've seen in my video that you want me to talk about, let me know. Again, comments below and I'll go through it for you. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all my subscribers, all my new ones that Paul sent me. Thank you for watching. Cheers guys, goodbye.